Today we will talk about EDCs, and if you don't know what that means, that comes from everyday carry. Hello and welcome, my name is Kati and this channel is about my love for stationery, journaling and planning. And yes, today I want to talk about EDCs. I will show you what I use as an EDC now, and I will also show you what I have tried in the past and realized doesn't work, and also give you then my realizations, what I have found, why something works and why something doesn't work. But let's start with a confession, which is kind of weird. So I forgot to show you my EDC in my previous lineup video, and I thought that was so weird. Why did I forget about the one that I use always when I leave the house or my apartment? But the reason is that I keep my EDC in a different place, so I keep it where I keep my keys, my sunglasses, everything that I take with me when I go out. And I didn't look at there, I looked all through my other shelves where I have planners and journals, and also that drawer where I have my keys and everything is in a need of a declutter. So yesterday I went my drawer through and I found this. This is not my current EDC. This is what I tried previously. And I forgot about this, and it was like under all the things in my drawer. And then when I found it yesterday, I was like wondering, why didn't this work? Because this is pretty similar to what I use now. But I think that this had just too many options. It's a pretty small, I think this is like I would call it maybe A7 nano size notebook, so like a credit card notebook. But when I open it, I have kind of two different, or even if I would count three different layouts where to write my notes. And then I had chosen one of these paper-made InkJoy pens that has 4 colors. So I think that was the problem. Whenever I was like, oh, I need to write something down, I first have to choose where I want to write it and then in which color. That's like way too many options for me if I just want to quickly write something down. So I think that's the reason why this didn't work. I have written like a few pages, but then I just forgot about it. And yeah, no, this just too many options. Then of course I have seen online those lovely passport, sorry, this has now rings, but like passport TN covers. And now Travelers Company also came out with the smaller size, but this is like too fancy, a leather cover. The most important use for my EDC is when I go out to take a walk. I live in Finland. We have rain, snow, below zero, like freezing weather, and also in the summer when it's hot, my hands are sweaty. Okay, you could get a nice patina if you enjoy it, but I think those weather conditions are just a bit too much to carry anything fancier with me. And also this is just, oh, okay, I have the rings now, but it wouldn't be like a lot smaller without the rings. And I could have a Travelers Company pen loop here, but it's just, it gets like too fancy. And then I would have a notebook in here, but no, for me this stops at the leather cover. I don't want to carry a leather cover in any weather. So, and then of course there is usually a closure that's making the process a bit slower, and so no, doesn't work as an everyday carry. Then I have tried, this is now a 6 size, how do you call these, but you can see what it is. And this is so convenient because I can have a pen here, the pen fits the size, but this is too big. This is very convenient. I can take this, for example, when I go to a doctor's appointment or a job interview, but on the go when I'm walking outside, this is too big. I can't fit this in a small bag or even in my jacket pocket. No, this is too bulky, too big for that. Otherwise, I love it. It's simple enough. Then we can go to the like pocket rings or like even mini rings section. I have seen people make EDC setups in these rings, but for me, again, pocket, way too big, even with very small rings like this has. And again, then we have again the leather problem. You could have also, for example, a Filofax that's like plastic, can be a plastic cover. So yes, this is an example of that. So plastic from Filofax. So this is actually quite nice. So if you would have a pocket rings with plastic, that would work. But for me, this is again like too complicated, too much a hassle, and no, it doesn't fit in my little bag. And then also here the weight can start to be a problem. Although this is very small, low weight, but still if you are walking, even running, you don't want any excess weight. Then we can also of course discuss about it. Do you really need an EDC? And I do. I can share my reasons for carrying an EDC soon. Then this I took because this is a passport cover and this is canvas. So this would be nice to have. I have now a stationery notebook, but I could fit here like a passport notebook. But this is again, this is just like too much, too fancy. I don't need it to be so fancy, but this could have a notebook and a pen here inside. But then again, with the weather, this could get dirty. If you like that, that's your doing, but I don't like that. And again, too big, can't fit in my pockets conveniently. So then if we just go smaller, I have mini rings here, and this is a nano TN cover. So this is like the size of this notebook. But again, you could have it as plastic, but this is just, it's nice. But, and this is, yeah, this is pretty close to the new size that Travelers Company came out. I don't remember what was that special size called. And of course I was tempted, but I don't need it. And again, it's not, the Travelers Company is not A7 size, so I enjoy this more. This is from Chick Sparrow Nano size because I can fit an A7 notebook in here, so I don't have to buy any special size notebooks. But I don't need, again, I don't need a leather cover. This is, again, this size is now so, oh no, it broke on video. Okay, I need to deal with this now. I did love this, but it's plastic, and now on video it was the last time that it worked. Oh, I'm so sad now. Oh, okay, that was the end of that charm. Oh my, why did it happen now? So, yeah. Again, too much hassle with this. The size is nice, but again, I don't need a fancy cover on the go. Oh my, why did that? I did love that charm so much, but okay, I need to find something new for that now. So then, the mini rings. Actually, I think I have used and tried this as everyday carry because this is now plastic from Filofax. This is the Saffiano. So this is very low weight, so that's not a problem. It's pretty small. It has a convenient pen loop, so that's nice. So this could work, and I think I have also used it as a EDC. But again, although this is like the smallest ring size you can, like I mean in this size you can find, again I find this is too much. I can go even smaller. And then, yes, this is actually smaller. This is now a MeePlus, but then this is now again leather. I don't need a fancy, expensive, over €100 leather cover. If you can do it, if you want to do it, you can. There is no one saying that you can't, but for me, it's just, I know I would feel bad putting this in my pocket or purse and going out for a walk and taking it out in the rain and so on. I just know that I would feel bad. I don't need it to be so fancy. I can use this and enjoy it at home, but I don't need to take it on the go. But this is already like starting to be the size. This is not, probably it wouldn't fit in my bag. I think it would fit in my pocket, but in the summertime in my jacket pocket, but in the summertime I don't have a jacket, so it should fit in my small bag, and this is like so and so that it would fit with my phone and keys in there. So, but these are already very good options. And now finally I'm going to show you what I do use, and it's this. I have learned again that the simplest solution is the best. I found this in a grocery store. It was a 4-pack that cost under €4. So the price for one notebook is under, or was under, €1. So much cheaper than to carry a, I don't know what this cost. I would guess like 20, 30, 40 euros or something like this. That's over €100, or even something like this. This is also in the €50 range or something like that. So under €1. I wouldn't even be so sad if I would lose this, or it would totally get destroyed in the rain or something like that. It's easy to replace, and again, I have actually a free pen, like an ad pen, so no cost for this pen, and I just carry it like this. I have the pen here from this, what is this called? From the clip, and look, or I can also keep it like this. And then yes, you can't beat this. Of course, there is not a lot of pages left, but I can show you what it was originally. So here, this is what it was originally. This can fit in any pocket or purse, because this is even slimmer than any phone. So if you can fit your phone there, you can probably fit this. Of course, this is a bit wider, but otherwise I can fit this when I'm going on a walk. So I just take this with a pen and voila, it works. And what I find most important, and what are my reasons for carrying an EDC, is that I want to catch any ideas when I get them. And I find that when I go outside, take a walk, enjoy nature, that's the place where I get my, best ideas, probably best ideas. So I need something to write those down, and usually I take the pages out when I have them, because I take the notes and then of course I need to do something to the notes when I come home, so put them in the right place and so on. But now I have left my notes in here so that I can show you the mess, how it is. So here I wrote a quick grocery list when we were traveling. This is notes when walking. It was like I was thinking about my 27 lineup. Here I was thinking about what videos I want to make. Here I was, so messy, so messy. This is even hard for me to understand and read. But the most important thing about writing the idea down is that I feel that when I write the idea down, I get more space in my mind to think about the next idea or even a better idea. So that's why I find it, because if I get an idea and I don't want to lose it, then I just think about that idea the rest of the time when I'm outside before I can write it down. Of course, I have my phone with me. I could write the idea there, but I don't like that. I don't enjoy that. I have tried it, but it's not enjoyable. And again, I don't want to take out my phone when it's raining or snowing or freezing or yeah. So I enjoy, this is quicker, easier, and I find that I remember the idea better when I have written it down. So I don't need to go through the notes, because I already remember the thing better and I can write it in the right place or even do it right away when I get home. Yeah, here I did some calculations. So I don't have so many pages left. You can see I have taken them out when I have done the... So this is now the EDC that works for me, and I don't need to carry my all to-do lists and plans and goals and calendars and that with me all the time. This is what I take on the walks, in the grocery store and so on, and I do have information on my phone. So if there really would be in that short time span a situation where I would need my calendar to check some appointments, I can get those out of my phone because I keep my calendar, online calendar, up to date with appointments. But I will go through in a separate video what all note-taking apps and so on I use on my phone. But this is my lab now. And actually, if you watched my notebook stash video, or it was called something looking for a new journal, these weren't there. So these should have been in that box, but I had already taken these out because I was preparing for making this video, but then I just decided to make other videos instead. So I had these in a separate place, so now these should be there in my notebook stash and I will take them there. But I took these out to show you what I could use as my EDC now and be happy. But this is a bit stretching it because this is pocket size and this is A6. So this I could try if this works, and if it doesn't, I could just cut it down smaller. This is also a very cheap notebook, so this would go also on the go. Then I have these field notes, but these are, maybe if you are in the States or somewhere else where these are more easily available, you could use these. This is like a perfect size, but for me, these are that much more expensive than these options, so I wouldn't use these as my EDC. But I just wanted to show you them because this is, of course, this is kind of like built for an EDC. I feel like these field notes, and these are so pretty, these covers and everything. But as I feel that the expensive leather cover is a hindrance to use it, I also feel if the notebook is too expensive, that's a hindrance to use it. It needs to be cheap. It needs to be destroyable without any worry. And then I also found that I had these Word notebooks left, but this is now something, I think I bought these were sold as a 3-pack. So these would be now an option to use away because I didn't enjoy this layout so much. So I could use these away someday when I don't have any other options. And then I have one Moleskine. So these are also from the size. This would be a nice option, but again, these are on the more expensive side. But anything like this, and this is now again, this is now here because I could use this away easily because I'm now trying to use my stash. So I probably will use this also away. So I have now, and I have still one of these. We bought them like my spouse took 2 and I took 2. So that's why I have still one left. But I don't know if he has used, so maybe I can take his notebooks too and use them as EDC, because I have loved this notebook. That's my recipe for a working EDC. Like simple, small, low weight, cheap, like no extras, not even a pen loop, because I feel that's also extra and taking space. A pen with a clip is the best, and a pen with one color is the best. So the simple the better, then I will use it, and it has helped me so much so that I can write my thoughts and ideas down when taking a walk. Do you have a separate EDC, or do you carry your main planner? Or some people also have like the main planner and the sidekick that they will carry then as an EDC. But for me, I want my main planner, which is this one. I don't want to have a 2-calendar system that I need to copy the information. Of course, I have a 2-calendar system, but I have it here and on my phone, which I then carry always with me. So yeah, this is like, look, it's almost the same size, but it's so different to carry something like this than this. So, do you carry an EDC, and what are your reasons for carrying it? What is the main motivation for carrying something? Or do you just use your phone for notes on the go? If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would be very happy if you would. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you down below in the comments and in my next video. Bye bye!